peeps, and welcome back to my channel. Today I will be showing you how to make a delicious butter chicken all the way here in Northern Ireland. Now, important for me to disclose that I've gotten all of the ingredients from Lidl. I absolutely love shopping there. I find everything so reasonable. The staff are always friendly and helpful, and I've never seen any of them without a smile on their face. They're very patient and kind towards me, and I appreciate them. So big shout out to the people of Lidl supermarket. That's the Lidl in Coleraine, just for the record. What you will do is you will start with chicken breast. I've used 2 pieces of chicken breast. I have cleaned it, washed it, and now cut it into cubes. Remember, you want to make the cubes as small as possible, but still within a decent size. The point of cutting the cubes into that size is to make sure that each spoonful is filled with flavor. Now, whether you are eating this with naan, rice, or with bread, it's entirely up to you. But you want to make sure that you get a piece of chicken in every mouthful. Once that's done, you will now add in your prepared and diced onions back into the pan. You'll notice that I'm using the same pan that I would have fried that chicken in. I want to make sure that all of the flavors from the leftover spices are now mixing with the onion. I've also added in some garlic and ginger, so 1 teaspoon of garlic and ginger, as well as some butter, say about a spoonful of butter. I'm now mixing it just to allow for the onions to sweat. Next, I'm going to throw in my roughly chopped tomatoes. You'll notice that the tomatoes are not finely chopped, and the reason for this is all of these ingredients will go into a blender after this, so don't stress too much. If you're not chopping it too small, it's okay, but just remember, the smaller the chop is, the quicker it cooks as well. So it's entirely up to you. With the tomatoes, I am also going to throw in about 1 to 2 handfuls of cashew nuts, as well as the spices. Now, for the spices, I've added in 1 teaspoon of garam masala, 1 teaspoon of salt, very level teaspoon of salt, as well as 1 teaspoon of curry powder. I'm mixing it all together as I do want it to all soften. So I'm checking my tomatoes. Just want to make sure that they are all mixing together. I have also added in some water just so that it does become pasty. Once that is all softened and combined, I've now added in some cream because I'd want it, or I love it, to be creamy as well. After all, it's not a butter chicken if it doesn't have that butter and cream in it. So I'm just going to mix it all together, constantly checking my tomatoes to make sure that they are soft. I've now thrown it into the blender. What you'll notice is with the blender, whether you were using a handheld blender or I use the Russell Hobbs blender, it blends it into a nice smooth paste, which I love. From there, once it is blended smoothly, I then add it back into the pan just to reheat it. While it's reheating, I add another blob of butter, preferably another spoon or 2, as well as some cream, and then my chicken back in it. You'll now see the finished product, and it is magnifique. Let me know whether this recipe works for you. Thanks, peeps.